Love it. All right, folks, we got the wholesome one here. So bring your comments, your questions. We will get right to them here for the next several minutes. All right. The big topic that everyone hit with early here had to do with these comments made by Manny Diaz about recruiting in the fan base. I personally have not seen the comments. I saw the reaction all over the place on social media, but I did not see the comments. So I don't have a response myself.
Mark, I don't watch this. I can't watch his pressers anymore. So I haven't heard exactly what was said because Mark, I can't. It's like watching the Democratic primaries, man. You watch it because you need to know what's going on. You have to be careful with just going into things blindly, and you must vote. Voting is important. But man, it's tough to listen to it, Mark. So I still have yet to watch it. I can't bring myself to listen to this man speak because he's just spewing crap out of his mouth. And so I've heard supposedly what was said, and that he's basically blaming the fan base for how we are on social media, how we don't show up to games, and is saying that that is a bad look for recruits. That's basically what was said, and the fan base flipped crap because they feel like he's blaming them, for what's happening on the football field and the lack of recruiting and things of that nature. He also spoke about how he's not worried about recruits and he's going to lean transfer portal. He also spoke about the fact that yes, it is true that on the field matters also, but a lot of people are only really focusing on what he said about off the field with the fan base. And my only thing is you got to be able to kind of read the room. That's my thing. I think that is a lost art. Okay, you are fighting for your job. Okay, and the first thing that you decide to come out and speak on is other people, not you, not what you've done, not the lackadaisical and laissez-faire preparation that we have to watch every single week, but fans and how they have a contribution to what's going on the football field because they are upset with the program that they love not living up to the standards that you set. Because I mean, if he came up to the podium, Mark, and said, "Hey, we're just going to try our hardest to make it to a bowl game this year. We've had some injuries, things are falling off. We're just going to try to win out and make it to a bowl." Mark, I promise you, it wouldn't be that much hate for the man. People wouldn't even really trip because they understand that yes, that is true. But when you come talking slick out the mouth about how we're supposed to be in the ACC championship game, it's a national championship year, and we got all the talent, and then, like I've said, Mark, more importantly than anything else, what these last 6 quarters, meaning the game last week and the second half of North Carolina, what those 6 quarters should have told Miami Hurricanes football fans or people who are just watching a football game. They got the guys, they have the horses, they have the players, they got passion. They don't have the right leadership and the right people guiding them and teaching them. That's what you're watching. You watch Tyler Van Dyke cutting up. You look at the wide receivers all over the football. You look at the running game. You see Jalen Knighton. You see James Williams. You see Leonard Taylor. You see Chance Williams. Why? What's up with their record again? Because they're not getting it done as far as preparing our players and putting them in the best position. And that's not on the players, that's on the coaches. That's just that. And you have to be able to wear that, Mark. When we come out and say certain things, I stand on the things I've said. I stand on the fact that I want Mario Cristobal to be our head coach. That's me. I've said that. I stand on the fact that I didn't think that James Williams was a one high free safety. I think he should be in the box as an outside linebacker or middle linebacker. And I think he could really affect the game right up close to us. What are James Williams' biggest plays? Blitzing the QB for middle linebacker, outside linebacker making open field tackles, I spoke about how Chance Williams and Jafari Harvey should start over the older guys and DeAndre Johnson and Zach McCloud, who are making our best plays at defensive end. Zach McCloud and Jafari Harvey. Not Jafari Harvey and Chance Williams. You know that you have to stand on what you said. That's all I'm saying. And when he comes out and says these things, Mark, it really lets you in as to, who they are. And at the end of the day, Mark, it's been said for years. You let someone talk long enough, they'll show you if they're a fool. Just that simple.
I think a head coach in particular needs to be very careful about the terms that they use, because as soon as they drop the word fans, they don't talk about the fans very often unless they're just complimenting the fans, saying, hey, we got great fans, or our fan support's awesome. The typical stuff you hear from coaches most of the time about the fans. So as soon as they attach something to the fans and then it's a negative connotation, you got to be careful with that.
Oh, yeah. It doesn't boil over well. Because in all honesty, it shouldn't. When you take this job, you understand, especially this man talks about how he's such a historian of our program and he knows our program. Well, you should know the crazy rabid fan base that comes with it. And you need to, my thing is, you lean into that fan base when you want us to be wild and reckless and in the stadium. But then you push away from that fan base when the pressure is on you to live up to your own standard of winning one of the worst divisions in college football, year in and year out. Come on. Come on, man. Don't try that pony here. Just like midway through his first year, Mark, he said this isn't a rebuild. And then we started losing games, and then he said it was a rebuild. Good God.
That's one of the reasons why most coaches keep their comments pretty neutral, because they don't want to commit to something that they have to backtrack on later. But yeah, if you're going to say, hey, we can, and I've heard other coaches say that and deliver, to say, hey, I've looked at this roster, I've looked at the facilities, I've looked at everything involved, and this is not a rebuild situation. We can hit the ground running and go.
Yeah.
But if you say that, boy, you better deliver.
And that's all we've been saying, Mark, is I understand it. Like somebody in my chat the other day was like, what do you expect him to say? Is he supposed to come out and say that we suck and we're going to be average? No. That's all. Don't just be very mindful of what's coming. Like you're saying, you could be neutral in your approach. Now, coach speak annoys some people, but at the end of the day, it's like, just say it. Just because when you speak, coach speak, you come out and you simply say, yeah, we're working very hard. We'll come out here and play great football. We're going to see what happens on Saturday. We're going to show up prepared and we're going to hit them in the mouth. Cool, there it is. Do your thing. But when you come out there and you're talking wild and you're crashing people's other coaches' camps, and you're talking about either you come to Miami and kick ass or you go to somewhere else and we can whoop your ass, you're doing all that wild stuff. And then 3 years in, you're like 13 and 17. You have to be able to take all of it, man. You have to be able to take the heat from the stuff that you said. It would be different if you got coaches out here saying, oh, yeah, well, Coach Diaz said. No. You on camera saying this stuff. We know it came from you. But, that's neither here nor there.